What's up, y'all, and thanks for stopping by the Surge T channel. I am Surge T, and tonight in my video, I do my rundown and thoughts on AEW Rampage Grand Slam for September 24, 2021. And I must say that this show was not better than Dynamite's. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't as good as Dynamite. So let's get into it. And this may be quicker than any video that I've ever done. And yes, a certain individual that's probably going to listen to this, yeah, I read notes. I'm not reading a script like you said, you piece of shit. I'm not looking for a role like you said. Oh, you will never land a role or whatever he said. And he's telling me to stop uploading shit videos. Please, for God's sake, please. It doesn't even capitalize God. You always put a capital G on God. That's how much respect he commands. Now let's get on with this. CM Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs. And the match was what it was. Hobbs was dominating, showing his strength, even showing some of his agility. Punk took it to him in the beginning and hit him with a number of good offensive moves, And it looked like, with the help, of course, of Hook, always trying to get, he's trying to, get the attention and distract Punk. And then Punk falls for it. A veteran like him, even though he's been away from the ring how long, doesn't mean that you got to still allow these guys to distract you. But then in the end, what happens is that Punk gets a victory after a GTS that puts Hobbs to sleep. And backstage, well, we see Thunder Rosa talking about how she fights like a dog. Cargill is more focused on Nyla, even though her focus is on both her and Thunder Rosa. But she's focused on Nyla because of her betrayal during the Casino Battle Royale. And then Nyla Rose says that to both ladies, you know where to find me. So that's heating up a triple threat, a three-way. Instead of like one-on-one, it's three ladies. And that's going to be a really, really amazing match if they get that together. I think they mentioned it for Dynamite or so, or Rampage, but I didn't write down in my notes, not my script. Like a certain motherfucker wants to say, oh, you're reading a script. Oh, really? Am I? Even if I was reading a script, who fucking cares? I'm not the only one that has notes. There's people that have thousands and thousands of subs, and they talk about, oh, I got to read my notes. Oh, what was on my notes? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things that go on in wrestling. A lot of action. Sometimes you ain't gonna remember. I try to be less wordy. But sometimes, especially you want to, let people know what was said, you got to take down a lot of notes. But I'm trying to limit that so that I don't get any more of these assholes, these keyboard warriors, these damn internet trolls who think that they're better than you. But then this guy, he has one sub, 174 total views out of 7 videos, or 8 or 9. But from what I saw, it was that many. Nothing. No effort put in those videos whatsoever. The only effort he put was he has an avatar. Unless some of these guys who have like a generic avatar. At least this guy has a legit avatar. I think he put effort in that at least. How about you bring more subs to your channel? My channel has small, but you know what? At least I put some effort. Just the teeniest effort. That's probably more than you put in yours. I put a lot of effort into my videos. Fuck that. I'm not going to care this asshole. But now, let's move on. Up next is the Super Click. That's Adam Cole and the Bucks, the former AEW Tag Team Champions, taking on Christian Cage and Jurassic Express. And then we see a nice sequence that ends this match. It was a decent match. We see a Panama Sunrise by Adam Cole. We see the BTE trigger from the Bucks. And then the last shot, or boom, as he says it, the boom. And he kicks the back of Luchasaurus' head. And the Super Click are victorious. I'm digging Adam Cole and the Young Bucks. I never thought that I would say that not Adam Cole, but the Bucks. But they're beginning to really come around with me, and I've never said that they are bad wrestlers. They're not great performers. They are, but sometimes their choice of how they're trying to create a character or a gimmick, sometimes it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But I'm not the only one that thinks that way. But But Adam Cole is victorious, gets the victory for his team. They say this is the debut of the Super Click. I like what I see. I like the shirt that they had. You had the skull in the middle, and you have two bucks kissing. I like that shirt. It's a pretty cool design. Now, Men of the Year versus Inner Circle's Chris Jericho and Jake Hagar, and Dan Lambert pays dividends in the end. This match was okay, you know, for a tag team match. I like the spots that these guys got in. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky are very, very talented. And of course, they're in there with a legend like Jericho and Hager, who's been in the business for a while here. He's been in it for a minute, right? And it was good. It was good back and forth, But we see, like I said, Dan Lambert, he pays dividends. He catches the leg of Hager, who stumbles into a cradle pinned by Scorpio, Sky, and the Men of the Year get the victory. And then Dan Lambert looks like he's about to get his ass whooped, and I wish he was. I wish he would get that ass beat. But as Jericho and Hager are closing in, they get attacked by the America's Top Team led by Junior Dos Santos. They go in there, and everybody gets their licks in, even that one girl, forget her name, but she gets her licks in. And one guy who is a new dude had a very, very unique name. I couldn't remember it for the life of me. The guy just hits a very, very hard ass jumping knee, like a knee trembler, like William Regal used to deliver during his day. And they knock Jericho out, and that's it. They kind of establish themselves. So let's see what happens in the near future if these guys are going to go at it. Probably go at it at Full Gear. Who knows? Or they might do it next month. Who knows? Maybe even on what do you call it, on Rampage or AEW Dynamite. You know. One thing I didn't do is I did not write down the upcoming matches for Dynamite and Rampage, and there were some good ones. But you're gonna have to watch that. You won't get it here because I didn't put it down. Now, 8-man tag action. You got HFO. That's of course Private Party and Butcher and Blade, and they take on the Lucha Brothers and Santana and Ortiz, like fucking dumbass Justin Roberts always has to say. And then in the end, during this match, typical action from these four teams. If you've seen a match with them before, this is about the same stuff, but it's great. Seeing what they did, a lot of the action that they delivered, and a lot of the spots, you know. But in the end, we see a street sweeper by Santana and Ortiz, and they put the HFO away. And the one thing, was really grating on me the whole show with his commentary. I'll talk about that as I go on. But the one thing he said, he goes zero fear. When what do you call it does this and he does this, Penta, and he's all zero fear. Like how many times already? And I'm going, yeah. Every time he does that, he did that the first time and he got caught by the butcher, and then you're doing to do it again, and then it's just like we got it. We got it already. You don't need to keep saying that. You can say it a few times, but you do it every time. It's just like, are you trying to, like I said in past videos, are you trying to get it to trend? It's trending already. You don't need, everybody says it when you do it. I'm not going to tell Penta what to do and what not to. Go ahead and do it as many times as you want. But, sometimes it's like, hey, because every time you do it, you get your ass knocked out. You get your ass knocked down. It's like maybe you should think about doing it at a certain time, let's say. Do it at a certain time when your opponent is down, not when, like with Butcher, he was up and he was ready to go, and you're doing this thing like this, and then when you turn around, you get clocked by Butcher. Come on, you know. And then backstage, Matt Hardy challenges what do you call it, Orange Cassidy to a hair versus hair match, but it's not his hair. He puts Jack Evans' hair up and says that you better win. He was up behind him at first. Yeah, man, you're gonna win. You're gonna win. He looks at him. You better win. So you're gonna end up looking like me, Jack Evans, probably after that match. Now, Miro destroys Sammy Guevara and Fuego del Sol, as Sammy, he does a thing where he shows those signs, and he's message on each one, coincides with each sign, with each message and everything like that. But Miro destroys Sammy, destroys Fuego, and I noticed this too, because why is Ricky Starks able to be himself on commentary? Be a heel and do well like he's himself. I noticed that he's himself. But then Taz is like going from heel to face. And sometimes being corrected by Starks, which is really annoying how Taz is being. And then Starks is correcting him. And I'm just thinking, like, is this another jab at people like myself who keep complaining about why is Taz always needing to be the guy, the color commentator, the analyst? And then, like, he'll like then jump up and be, mean guy Taz. It's like, I know people probably look at me and go, yeah, but what are you trying to say? It doesn't make sense what you're saying. Think about it. How it sounds. Like, when you listen to Ricky Starks, and I don't like the guy, but it's like, I don't like his, character or anything like that. I mean, wrestler, he's good. I'm not going to say he's not. But it's like, but in here, he's like being himself. He's being Ricky Starks when he's on commentary. You don't hear him praising people when they're he doesn't praise nobody. He's not praising anybody. He'll do it probably to his friends, those guys who he likes, right? And speaking of that, Taz, you don't have that many friends. In the sense that not every one of the wrestlers that are there is your friend. Oh, he's my friend. Oh yeah, he's my good friend. Oh yeah, he's my good friend. Like, how many times? Right? And then later on, I'll get to it when I get to it in my notes. In my notes, not my script, asshole, the guy. Should I say his name? No, I'll just let him be standing on anonymity. And if he sees this video, he'll probably comment. And I'll be like, yeah, there you go, guys. That's his name. I might put it up at the end of the video. Now, Andrade says that he will beat Pac next time. And unlike last time, he didn't need Chavo's interference last time. No. And he said he called it unacceptable that he did that. That's the reason why he pretty much kicked him to the curb. And his assistant, Jose, there, it wasn't his fault. Chavo's the one that told him to interfere or try to, get the attention of Pac or the referee. And, that's true. Like, to me, Chavo is not a good fit for Andrade. Even Vicky Guerrero when she introduced him. But that was that. And Anna Jay takes on Penelope Ford, and then in the end we saw the bunny come down and stick her nose in the match, and Ford took advantage, and then speaking of that, the bunny distracts the ref and passes the brass knucks to Ford. Okay, just tosses it over the ref on the ground. She picks it up, uses it to knock out Anna Jay, and I think I see a brass knucks match between these two or three ladies. Maybe a tag team match. Then again, I do remember that was one of the matches that was mentioned for next week, but it was a tag team match. But we definitely know that those brass knucks are going to be, what do you call it? Introduced, somehow. Now, and then at the end of this match, the Dark Order came down, and they're still at odds. You got Evil Uno and Grayson on one side, and then you got Alex Reynolds and I think that was 10 there. I don't think I saw John Silver. And then they were supposed to, they wanted, Alex Reynolds, I believe that was him that went to go shake his hand. Evil Uno just walks out. Grayson follows him. He's trying to kind of talk to Evil Uno. He turns around. It's like, nah. He just keeps walking up the rampway. And I'm telling you, this is a wrong move, AEW. Do not break these guys up because they really do have a good click, a good chemistry. And it's just like, where are they going to go? Yeah, Uno and Grayson are a great tag team. So, yeah, I guess they're going to push them as a tag team. And then Alex Reynolds and John Silver, a good tag team. Maybe those guys along with 10 and stuff like that. Maybe those guys can maintain that Dark Order, right? Or maintain something. Maybe have their own little group. Anna Jay's doing what she can, and then still, she ain't bringing them together. If Anna Jay can't do it, then nobody can, really, you know what I mean? Now, Kingston and Mox versus Suzuki and Archer in a lights out match. Very brutal, violent. Yeah, even old Homicide appears and he helps out his buddy Kingston. Homicide, one of the legends when it comes to wrestling, along with Hernandez. They were LAX. I believe the original LAX. Maybe there was some people before them, but from when I started watching, they were LAX. And he came down and helped them out, and also he helps out Mox. Mox was tied up with tape. It looked like duct tape behind his back, and they were brutalizing him. Archer and Suzuki were taking kendo sticks to him, chair shots. They were slamming him, and it must have hurt when he got slammed onto his hand. I mean, you see John Moxley move quickly to his stomach because I'm thinking that could not have felt good when he got slammed on his hands behind his back. And then, of course, like I said, Homicide gets them out of those, and then they're able to go to town and at least have some, momentum on their side now, and they're able to fight off Suzuki and Archer, who was still kind of like all over him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still were in this match. And like I said, Kingston, he just goes to town on Archer, right? This is like towards the end. And they have the trash can over his head, and then as he's laying on the mat, he just gets waylaid over and over again by kendo shots, after kendo shot after kendo shot, and that's enough to put Archer's lights out, and gets the Mad King the win, the pin, and the victory for he and John Moxley. And Homicide goes in there and raises their hands, and I thought that Homicide was going to attack Kingston and Mox, but he's just here. They even said, oh, Homicide is all elite. I don't know. It could have been just an appearance. They paid him for an appearance, and here he is. Don't know where Homicide has been lately, but he was a guy that I liked watching. He was also involved in the X Division in TNA or Impact, I should say now. And along with Homicide, along with Hernandez, they were a great duo. Multi-time tag team champion in TNA, now Impact. So it was great seeing them. And what's on my mind, because I'll let you know what's on my mind when it comes to my rundown of thoughts for Rampage, Grand Slam. It wasn't any better than what I call it, than Dynamite. Dynamite really, really knocked it out of the park. This one right here, a lot of a lot of line drives, a lot of you know, a lot of like times where the ball was caught in the outfield, but then the guy dropped the ball, so they got a little bit of a reprieve. You know, every time they would at times they would go up to bat, they would take a swing. It would be a fucking you know it'd be a double play, but but the Dynamite, like home runs every time. So I don't know what happened. I don't know why. To me, this thing wasn't better than they were on a they had like momentum going their way, and then they just I guess they just didn't they put everything in one egg. I mean one egg, all the eggs in one basket, and then Rampage only got like two or three eggs in in their basket, but Dynamite's basket was full. I mean, you know. But anyway, that's my video. So for those of you who saw by, checked it out, appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.